What is going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of ToyShopFab. And on this video, we're working on this 1957 Chevy 4-door that has been off the road for over 30 years. Yep, this vehicle has been off the road for over 30 years. As a matter of fact, the last registration date on this car is what it looks like to be June of 1990. So, if my math is correct, that's like 35 years that this vehicle has not been on the road. And then from my understanding, it has been parked along the side of a barn for most of that. Now, when I picked it up, it wasn't parked next to a barn. It was in another older gentleman's field. He said he picked it up a while back for some trade, and never, life gets in the way. Never really had a whole lot of time to get with it to make this thing, to get it running and get it back on the road. So he posted it up on Marketplace, which is where I found it. I want to say almost a month ago. I was surfing Marketplace. I seen it. Got a hold of the guy. We managed to strike a deal. I sent a deposit. He held on to this for me until I was able to come back and pick it up. And, well, it has now been in my possession for, I want to say, a little over a week. And it has been sitting right here. Matter of fact, some of you may have seen it in the background of my my latest video. So, now, truthfully, I did not go into this blind. I figured things been off the road for, well, 35 years, or hasn't been on the road for 35 years, somewhere in there. And I'm thinking it's going to need wheel cylinders, which aren't here yet. Master cylinder, most likely is not going to work for our brakes. That's not here yet either. What else? I was able to get my hands on some oil. Oil filter. I believe I picked up some spark plug wires and a cap rotor with a set of points. Most likely it's going to need those as well if we can't find. We're going to try to get working what's in here first before I install the new parts. But I do have them as a backup. Now, this is not the original engine in this vehicle. From what I was told, it's a 350 out of an early 80s El Camino. And he says it is not entirely locked up. It will wink. So, great. Small block Chevy. It's going to run. Hopefully. Might smoke, but at least we can try to get it running. See how it sounds. Maybe bring the thing back around to where we can take this thing for a little putt down the street. But, now this is an extremely cool looking car. I've always liked the front of these things. I'm especially a fan of our fins that we got going in the back here. It does seem to have all of its glass, even though some of it is broken. This I did patch up just a little bit, put something over it because there is a hole right here. But for the most part, all the glass is here. All of our trim looks to be here as well. There is a couple of spots where we have some weight reduction, but not that bad. Come back here, got a little bit more in this rocker as well. So probably gonna have to do a little bit of metal work, but that is okay. For the most part, sounds pretty solid. Got dual exhaust, so that's cool. Tires are flat on the bottom all the way around. Actually, I think one still has a little bit of air in it. Just a little. This one's still holding on. Now, I have opened the doors of this thing. We had to load it up on the trailer and pull it off here. So the inside is well lived in. By one or two, maybe three different kinds of creatures. I'm not 100% sure, but this window was down in the ad, and when I picked it up. So I'm pretty sure that this just kind of stayed down, which allowed entrance of a couple of animals. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna open the door, show you what the inside looks like. Now the cool thing is, before I open it all the way, is I really like how these doors open and shut. Definitely one of the selling points of this vehicle. But let's go ahead, open her up. Got a little bit of a whiskey dent there. Looks like we got a little bit of a pole or something, maybe at a gas station, or I'm not 100% sure, something like that. Or maybe it happened when it was being moved around during its life. But now we get in, you can see, yeah, we're gonna need to do some cleaning. What is this? Protected by glass Century. Now I don't know when this was made, but it's still sealed. This package is still sealed, so it's a sensor of what it looks like to be on some kind of security system in a sealed package still. So we'll go ahead and hold on to that guy. Here's our missing fender molding for our pilot side here. That one's missing, and I believe, yep, right here. This is the only other piece that is missing. I don't know where that is. Maybe we'll get lucky and find it in the car. And another kind of thing is, well, our little emblem's kind of broke. We got Chev is all we got there. We're missing the let. But a couple little dents and dings, but not too big. Still pretty solid car. This I get excited about because a lot of these you see, these get all rotted from all the mud and the dirt and everything that gets flung up in here throughout the years. But these are still pretty solid. All right, let's get back in here. We've got our seat. Gotta be careful what we touch. Our little controls here, a little stiff. It's all right. Now if you look, so we got the gas pedal, we got the brake pedal. Might be a couple of, oh, we got wire nuts in there, so she's been upgraded. Not real sure where that guy comes from, but need to get in here with a broom. See if we can't get some of this stuff out. But here's another neat thing too. So, from what it looks like, most of the floor, we'll have to get everything out to double check. Maybe I shouldn't do that. But it looks like most of the floor is still there, which is awesome. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say there probably isn't a couple little holes here and there, but if most of it's there, great, we can work with that. See our doors all the way around here. We've got a couple, a little bit here from our door cards that could be replaced, but get up underneath here, a little bit of rust on the bottom of the door, but doesn't look to be too horrible. Here's a neat little areas right in here too. All that's still there, all that's pretty solid. Up in there is pretty solid. Got our VIN tags. Look at our headliner. Well, that's cool. Couple little bubbles. There might be some tenants in there. Might be something still living in there. I'm not 100% sure. What is this? 57 Chevy. We've got what looks like, oh yeah, expiration date 3/5/85/84. So it might be one of the previous registrations. Whew. little thick in there. You know, I get a kick out of it, just like you guys out there too. I watch a lot of these restoration or revival videos and stuff like that, and you think, wow, some of that stuff they got to make up. No. This This is my first vehicle that's been sitting for this long. Figured I'd give her a shot, see how it works out, but wow. Whew, thick in there. It's like almost like a greenhouse with nothing but dust and acorns. Anyways, here is our back seat. You can see it is definitely a lot more lived in than our front, but both of our seats are here. Our package tray up there. A lot of these things like to get rotted out up there in the corners. This one still looks to be pretty well intact. Down here in our little jams, we got a little bit of rust in there, but that's all right. Definitely always be worse. Coming here to these corners here, we got a little bit of rot in here, but I think we can take care of that. Door seals are still there, acorns, walnuts, some wiring of some sort. Ugh. What is that? What is that? Huh. Some kind of security thing? I don't... If you know what that is, leave it in the comments, let me know. Is that an ashtray? Well, look at that. That's cool. Door handles are all here, it looks like. That is super awesome. Now, I was told it has keys, but I've never looked. Never looked. Oh, right there. Let's go ahead and grab those guys. Now, this car looks like it would have come with, we got park, neutral, drive, low, and reverse. Well, that's neat. I have not personally driven one of those, so I'm assuming this is the old cast iron power glide, which I'm assuming is still in this car then. We'll see just by up there. I haven't gone underneath the car and looked. I do know it is a small block Chevy in there underneath the old hood. But I have not been in the trunk. So let's go ahead and open the trunk up and let's just, wow, this is cool. Let's open this up and let's see what we got. Now this is the first time I did see a picture on the web of being in here, and this, well, she's a little, should be fine. It's a little loose. Oh wow. So part of the floor is missing. Got a, ooh, that's neat. I didn't realize these were in here. Do these go to these wheels? Well, isn't that something? That's awesome. I had no idea that these were even in here. So, it looks like I'll be holding on to these. Kind of makes me feel silly because, well, I knew it needed tires and stuff like that, and I've managed to pick. I like to upgrade. I'm a little more modern, but we'll save that for later. So, got all the hubcaps. That is nice. Looks like we got the factory spare in here as well. You know, it's got a little rust, a little rusty. I think we can clean that up. A little flat spotted, might not handle the road very well, but we have it, so that's cool. Too bad. See, oh, looks like might be like an old choke cable of some sort, which I don't think this car is going to need because it has been upgraded. The old bumper jack. Look at that thing. I wonder if that even works still. That's neat. Let's get this out of here. Let's see what's underneath this guy. Yep. Whew. All right. Well, that's where all the water escaped. Ooh. We got our seal plates. That's cool. I wonder if we can find another little missing molding in here. I wonder if that's in here. Fisher? What is this guy? Ballast of some sort? Plug-in. I don't know. But there's a lot of rust. Yeah. So. Yeah. We'll have to get a trash can to clean that out. Some old tape. Good, because we might need some. Oh. Here's under our steering column. Cool deal. This car does have most of its. What is this thing? Oh, that's an old relay. What's it say? 2 amp, 28 volt DC. Not for this thing. All right. A little bit of seals missing. Oh, there it is. Sure it goes right there. Cool. What is that? Are we wiring with phones? Or we got a? Does it have a car phone? What does that go to? That's neat. Get to see some of the stuff that, you know, how things get wired in. So especially when it's all you got, basically. But so the trunk has definitely been lightened. We got no air in our spare, but we found the really cool hubcaps that go to all these 14s on this car. So I'm going to hold on to those. It's not what's going back on the car, but I'm going to hold on to them because the fact that we have all those caps and these wheels is, it's nice. It's a good feeling, I'm telling you. Wow, see how got our tail lights. That one's been, well, it's more newer than that one, so that one's probably original. Here's a cool thing about these cars. The gas cap. Ugh. Okay. Whew. That's well, that's a smell. Never forget. So it most likely was parked with fuel in it because it smells like, it smells bad. Really, really bad. Now, let me open these other doors. Let's get some, definitely want to get some air going through here. You know, let it breathe a little bit. This little cab corner looks the worst than the other one, but for the most part, it's still there. Some more bedding, so whoever was here, they had to move out in a hurry, left all their furniture. What is that? What is that? More relays. Oh yeah. Whew. What is this? Papers? Something. Installation. What are we installing? I don't know. Stop the presses. Battery. What is that? I don't know what this is. Passive infrared intrusion detectors. Wow. That's some neat stuff. Go ahead and put that guy right there. What's in here? What do we got? Ooh. One. Looks like 2 or 3. 1, 2. All right. Leave those up there in case I need them. They still look to be pretty good. Floor. Oh, we got a little bit of a hole right here. That's okay. But for the most part, seems pretty good. This is an old alarm, old detector. Got another one of those right there. Ooh, more plug wires. I wonder if we have a full set. Bluetooth? Where's this guy? Oh, vents up here. That must be how they got in. They were broke out. Antenna. Do we have a glove box? Nope, we do not. But we found that guy right there, so that's cool. We have keys, they're in the trunk. And more wiring for the car. Goes there. Yep. Maybe. We'll put them right here with the radio bezel, so that's neat. But you can see here all of our glass, headliner. These guys still work. Dome light. Light bulb's missing. Darn. Got all our handles, the glass, all this stuff still. It's got a lot of mud, but doesn't look to be too bad. Get up in here, or our little edges, our fenders, our door skins, bottom of the door. Yep, a little bit of rust, especially on these guys here that help hold our door cards, but Mr. Spider. But for the most part, most of the doors are still intact. That is awesome. That's probably definitely a benefit, I think, of it being from Oklahoma. Up here, yeah, up farther north from where I'm at, vehicles tend to get a little more reduced, if you know what I mean. So, get the front of this thing. That is very, very cool. And Mother Nature seems to have done a pretty darn good job to the paint job. Oh yeah, if you think I'm restoring this thing, nope. I've become a huge fan of driving it and keeping it how it is. Anyways, let's go ahead and get set up. Let's get the hood popped on this thing, and let's see what we got. Let's see, what do we got here? Where is it? There we go. Whew. Oh yeah. So, like I said, this is out of an earlier El Camino, from what I've been told. I don't know if that's a newer water pump or it was painted. Oh, looks like someone's scratched some numbers off to try to run. That was not me. That must have been the previous owner. Got some this stuff here. Get that out of there. Still have the old generator. Got the chrome valve covers. Our cables are the same. So we'll have to pay attention to that. This guy looks like he's going in the right spot down there on the starter. We got our dipstick for our transmission. There it is, our older. Yep, our older distributor. Vacuum has been, gonna have to find some plugs for these guys. The old choke, it's an old manual choke, so it's probably stuck open. Yep, it was halfway. These guys here are little T handles. That's nice, makes it easy to take those valve covers on and off if need so. Got our battery tray here. What's it look like? Looks like a flower pot with a couple of drain holes for the most part. It looks like it'll hold our battery. Got our old solid fan here. Looks like it is the original radiator. I don't see any spots where the fan had been hit, so that looks pretty good. Generator. How's our belt doing over there? So yeah, this thing would have done. Oh, she's still snug. Still got some life left in it. We have an older Holly. What is that? I don't know what that says. What does that say? Let me know. But we have an upgraded Holly. We got poly intake manifold with the matching carburetor. Vacuum secondaries, single feed. This side of our engine seems to have spark plug wires. Oh, I take that back. 3 on the pilot side, 1 on the co-pilot side. All right. Hose down there looks like it's still going to our factory fuel tank. We are missing a fuel filter. So that's fine. We'll leave that disconnected because whatever's in the tank, I do not want in the engine right now. Most likely going to have to remove the tank. That is going to be something completely, that's going to be on a whole other deal. You see how old, how long that is? That is hard. Look at that. The size of that wing. Let's see here. Right there. Can't see down in there. Hello. Want to make sure there's nothing in there before I touch this guy. So let's see. All right. Let's see here. Oh, let's see what we got. Got a flashlight. Oh, cool. It actually looks nice and clean in there. So now that we see that, it's our linkage work. Oh, she's stiff. She is stiff. Locked up. Well, maybe I can get some WD-40 on there. Let her soak for a little bit, maybe work it in, see if we can get this thing working. There we go. Found our dipstick. Do we have any oil in it? Yes, actually, and the oil is not discard. I don't see, it's not gray. It actually looks fairly decent. So maybe somebody has tried getting this running once before within those years. Maybe they did get it running and just let it sit. So it's very, very possible this thing has ran within those 30 something years. But engine oil looks good. Doesn't look to be low. Doesn't look to be over full. So possibly not any water. Get down here. Got our transmission. Do we have anything in there? Wow, look at this old dipstick. And the fluid under. Yeah, she's red for sure. Doesn't look to be totally burnt. So that is awesome. Go ahead and wipe that back off there. Put this guy back. Definitely keep an eye on that. So anything in here? Nope, just dust. So I wonder, a little bit of corrosion. Maybe this way. Maybe you can see it better like this. Nope. There we go. Yep. But there's nothing in there. So that's good, because if it was just water and during the winter, it could have froze at one point. It's another thing too. Hopefully it didn't. So, okay. One thing I didn't plan on was that. It's possible, but we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe it had no water. Maybe it had antifreeze, or maybe it leaked out of one of these hoses. I hope. Still pretty. Well, they're not crunchy. That one's not. What about this guy? Is this guy crunchy down here? Oh yeah, that one. Oh, here, listen. Oh yeah, crunchy. Probably want to get that off. Get another one of those. We'll write that down on a list. So, let's see. Get this out of here. All right, well, go ahead and get you guys set up in a stand. See if I can't get some of this stuff off the top of the engine. Grab a wrench, put it on our, do we have a bolt down there? We should. Oh yeah, looks to be like a 5/8, maybe. I'll know for sure once I get a wrench on it, but we'll get a wrench on that bolt down there. See if our engine will wink at us. See if it's free. Worst case scenario, we may have to pull the spark plugs out, throw some oil down each one of the spark plug holes, let it sit on top of the pistons and the rings, kind of break some of that rust up, maybe loosen the rings up as well. But let's get you in a stand and let's see if we can't get this thing turned over by hand. All right, got our ratchet, got a 5/8 socket. We'll go ahead and get down here on the bolts of our balancer, see if this thing will turn over. Now you want to be careful with these front bolts. You know, there is a chance that you can break them. You actually really get more leverage if you're using the flex plate or something like that. But as you can see, this is, I don't have my floor jack with me right now, and this, all the tires are flat. So we're going to try this way first. Now the guy did say it did wink at him, so let's see how much of a wink it actually gets. So come on. Oh, so okay, so it stuck a little bit there. I don't know if you heard that. It sounded like maybe a lifter or a rocker made a little bit of a noise. But it did wink. Now let's see if we can get it to move a little bit more. Now I used a socket that's way too long. Maybe I can, do I have room this way? Oh. Do I have another? Oh, nuts. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this thing. Right here. Oh yeah. I got. Oh, okay. Here we go. Perfect. Look at that. Oh yeah. Listen. She is definitely making some sounds, but it is turning over. I wonder now that I broke it. Can I do this by hand? Sometimes if you put a lot of tension on the belt. Oh yeah. There we go. Yes. It's getting easier. Oh yeah. She does have a little bit of compression because I can feel it coming up against it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so I believe that should be one full revolution, and it turns over. It feels like it's getting a little bit easier. So whatever ridge or something that was sitting there on top of one of the pistons, if not multiples, seems to be broken up a little bit. Now let's go ahead. Let's get all this stuff off the top of the engine, or most of it anyways. Blast some of that off. Let's get the spark plugs out, and let's get some, let's see if we can put some oil or something down those cylinders. Help free up those rings. All right, spark plugs are out. You saw there too. We went ahead and dumped some Marvel Mystery Oil down each one of the cylinders to help lubricate the cylinder walls and help break up any rust or corrosion or carbon. Give those cylinders and rings a fighting chance, so when we go to turn this thing over, we don't damage anything, hopefully. Now, here is our spark plugs in order. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, and you can see here there looks to be a little bit of oil on these two back here, and these front here look to be more carbon fouled, like that's running rich. So, but all in all, there isn't anything like totally weird. I don't see any discoloration like it's burning coolant or anything like that. Just either a little bit of oil, but mostly gas. Come on over here to the pilot side of the vehicle. We've got 1, 3, 5, and 7. Same thing as well, except there is a little bit more of an oil consumption on this side of the engine. But none of these are completely fouled up to the point where they won't make spark. So I'm just going to hit each one of them with that barbecue brush over there. Knock a lot of the big chunks off, give them a little bit of a chance to throw some spark. Blow all of this Marvel Mystery Oil out of the cylinders and then reinstall these. We're going to use the originals that were in this engine. Why not? If they work, no reason to spend money. But so we'll let the Marvel in here soak for a little bit more. Got this old battery that we yanked out of our demo derby truck over there, which should still be good. Oh yeah, she'll be just fine. Go ahead and get her tossed up in here. Here you go, bud. Why don't you do some recording for me? Oh, yeah. Watch out, get some of the oof. Take it easy. Battery tray's a little thin. Okay, so now come on over here and check this out. You see this cable right here, buddy? It's all black and wrapped in tape. You see where it goes right here? On the engine, on our cylinder head here. Where do you think this goes? That's right, the negative side of our battery. That is good. Now, here's a real one for you. Here's going to be the trick for you. You see this battery right here? This battery cable? Where's this go? That's right, on the positive side. Now, so you're aware, the color of this cable should be the color red. Somebody obviously added their own security system and made both cables the exact same color. So you have a 50% chance of burning the car down when you hook it up. But we'll go ahead and hook this thing up now. I'm not sure of the last time this thing had... Let's get my good side. Now, I'm not sure of the last time this thing had a battery in it. So, but throughout this whole little inspection, I've seen a couple of Bluetooth cables over there. That aren't connected, so hopefully nothing wants to spark or catch fire. So, I hear a little, it's got a little bit of a spark right here, but nothing too bad. So let's go ahead and hook that guy up as well. Make sure they're tight. Never do this, okay? All right, so our battery cables are hooked up. I don't see any sparks. I don't see any smoke coming from any of this area here. Let's go ahead and look inside the car. Make sure I don't have any smoke coming from some areas inside here, and we do not. Anything from the back, I doubt it, but for the most part, looks like, well, I'm not seeing any smoke coming anywhere. So either we don't have any shorts in the car, or our battery cables are also Bluetooth, or bad contacts. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this little guy in our ignition, turn it, and see if maybe, just maybe, we get something. Yep. I'm just gonna stand up here. Oh, oil lights on. We have what looks like our little Chevrolet emblem in our dash is on, so that's good. Make sure we are in, oh yeah, we are in park. Make sure we don't have anything underneath here smoking. We do not. Go up front, buddy. Tell me if you got any lights. No. Nothing? Headlights? You want to look at the headlights? No. All right. That's fine. Those are the one things I saw that were Bluetooth. Looks like somebody ate the wires, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and give this guy a little bump. Nothing. We got nothing. Ooh, we got a full tank of fuel. I wonder how right that is. Probably not. Let's see here. So park should be neutral. Nothing. Drive. Nope. All right. So we'll come back to that. Right now it doesn't look like our key works, but we've got ways around that. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my little trigger, get that hooked up to our starter, see if we can turn it over that way. All right, got my remote starter switch. You can actually pick these up from local auto parts stores. Come in really, really handy when you're working by yourself. And because of where this engine is, or where our starter is down there, I brought this guy here to show you where you would hook it up. So one side you could hook to there. That would be the start side of our solenoid. Now if you have the room to get in there or whatever, this part here usually comes from the battery. You could hook that up there, or do what I do, tear your cable in half, tie a knot down there to keep it from going any farther, and you can go up here to the positive side where you can easily see it. Now while we were going down there to hook up our remote starter, I ran into this guy here. Now most Chevrolets, if not all of them, at least every one that I have ever owned, and the ones that I work on, they have this really big purple wire right here that goes to the starter. Now that purple wire usually comes from our start switch, and that is the start signal to the start side. You come all the way over here, if I can get you in there where we can see. Probably not though. Yep, gonna have to take my word for it. But purple wire goes to the start side of our starter, and then we have a little green wire that comes off as well that's also been chewed through. Now that green wire is going to go up here to our coil. When the key is in the start position on these old systems, it sends 12 volts to the coil, the points and everything, to give it a nice healthy boost in power to get it started and fired up. And once the engines are fired up and the key comes back to the run position, well, that switch is over, sends power through a little wire that comes out of our ballast resistor over here. This guy right there sending about 9 volts to our coil, reducing the amount of power it needs to run, and also preventing from burning up the points in that distributor. So, but I got to set, so you can see there, our little cable has been chewed through. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't splice those wires back together. That way we have power from our keys. And I'll bring you guys right back and we'll see if we can get it from the key again. All right, there is our patch job. Just took a couple of small pieces of wire, still purple and green, keeping with the color scheme of our wiring harness. Went ahead and just used some butt connectors, got them spliced together. So now our battery is still hooked up. And you can see everything still looks good. We have not tried it yet. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the key again, turn it on, and I'm just gonna give it a quick bump just to see if we got power going to the starter. If we do, that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and let this thing sit just for a little bit longer. Let that Marvel Mistral oil do its job. So, oh, I heard something in the engine compartment click. Oh yeah, she turns. Let's see. See our fan in there? Yep. So now we got power going to the starter. Like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and just let that Marvel Mistral oil sit for a little bit. Let it soak in, let it break up the rings, all that stuff. And I'll go ahead and bring you guys back here shortly. Get you in the stand here. And we're just gonna crank this thing over. Let it wing as fast as it possibly can with no spark plugs in the hole, loosening and breaking everything up. And then I'll go ahead and reinstall those spark plugs and start getting this thing ready to fire. All right, car has been sitting, all the cylinder walls, everything's been soaking in that Marvel Mistral oil. While I was doing that, I went ahead and just took a little wire wheel on my drill, cleaned up all of our spark plugs, knocked all the carbon and everything off, give these guys a little bit more of a chance to make sure they work. And truthfully, I mean, they're not all that old. Or I mean, yeah. They're not, I mean, they've got a little bit of wear on them and stuff like that, but somewhere along the line, someone did try to get this thing running, and they possibly did, just running real rich. Although I doubt they got anything out of the gas tank, because I cut the fuel lines from our fuel pump, the line going back from our tank. And you can see there, it is clogged. It's like, it's got this whole goo thing going on here. So I'm pretty sure all the lines are filled with that. So that is not going to work, but we cut it out. I hooked up a couple of hoses to it, one coming from the pump to this container right there. And then I got this line. I'm just going to go ahead and fill up with a bunch of old gas that we use in our weed whackers and chainsaws. A little bit of 2-stroke oil in there, hopefully help break up some of that gunk. See if we can't get that mechanical pump to come back to life. That way we can use it in the future. But like I said, it's been soaking for an hour. I'm going to go ahead and hand you off to my little wily coyote here. He's going to do some video and hopefully stand back and not get sprayed, because we're going to, well, probably have fluids flying everywhere. All right, buddy. Get up in there. Just kind of stand back in the way. Remember to duck, cover, right? Try not to get hit. See if we can't get this thing to wing over. You ready?
Yep.
Oh, it doesn't look like a whole lot came out. I wonder if it went to the pen. You see anything coming out?
Not really, no.
All right, now do me a favor too. Okay, so, but it does turn over. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of a mess down in there. Just didn't fly out like all crazy, but we do have oil all over the control arms, frame, and all that stuff. Got a sharp corner of the hood there, just try to take me out. But it does turn over. Go ahead and come on in here, bud. Come over here. You can see, I don't want you sitting in this thing. But go ahead. Yeah, you see the key? When I tell you to turn it, I want you to turn it for me, okay? I want to come down here and look at this guy. All right, go ahead, crank her over. Head up. Oh yeah. See here. Come on. All right, crank her over. That's good. All right, so it doesn't look like we have any spark. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get that. Well, I'm just gonna grab my little tester and see if we got power going to the coil. All right, grab our little meter here. Go ahead and turn it to our DC voltage. Now let's test. I don't know if you guys can see. Anybody can see it in the little camera there? Let's see here. What does the camera say? Oh yeah, close enough. Test, see what kind of voltage we have at the battery. So battery says 12.48 volts, which should be plenty to get this thing to fire up. So go ahead and put that guy there. See if we have power going to our coil. 12.4, so we do have power coming to the coil, which most likely means our points are dirty. So let's go ahead and get this cap off. Let me turn the key off real quick. double check, see, make sure it's, if our key is actually working there. Oh, wrong side. Yep, so our key is working to the coil. That's good. Let's get this guy off here. Boom. All right. Oh yeah. Got a little bit of corrosion. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. But not too bad. If we get up inside here, see, it's got each one of those posts have a little bit of corrosion. So, but not extremely bad. Matter of fact, this cap doesn't look like it's too old. So someone, again, more evidence of someone trying to get this thing running again. Let's see if we can get in here and play with our points. Oh yeah, our points do look pretty dirty. We grab some emery cloth real quick. All right, got our little pieces of emery cloth here. Go ahead and fold this little guy in half. Tear off a little piece just small enough to get up in there. Clean our contacts. Now these points actually don't look too bad. Let's see here. There is definitely some corrosion in there, but the points aren't too bad. Go in here and see if I can get. Grab my little pick here. Open those guys up real quick. There we go. Oh yeah, there looks to have been a lot of corrosion in there on those little guys. One more time. Turn my emery cloth around, get a nice fresh piece in there. Alright, give that a shot. Definitely had some corrosion in there. So, let's see here. Turn our little key on. Good. See if I get in here, grab it with this guy, see if I can get it to snap a little bit. Oh yeah, we got power. If we can. All right, hold on a sec. See if I can get you in here. All right, buddy, turn it over. That's good. I don't know if you guys could see it, but I could definitely hear it. It had a little bit of a snapping there, so we are getting power jumping in between our points. So that's good. I'm gonna go ahead and put our cap back on, get that bolted up, get our plug wires installed, or spark plugs back inside, back in the engine. Oh, but first, let's do this really fast. Get you set up. Now we're gonna go here, grab my flashlight. We're gonna see, make sure our spark plug, our distributor is facing the right direction. Normally, if distributors are set up from the factory or no one has played with it, we're gonna go ahead and stick my finger in the number one spark plug hole. And Kyle, all I need you to do is just bump. Okay? Yep. Matter of fact, do a test run right now. Perfect. I just need you to keep doing that till I say stop. Okay? All right, bump it. Oh, hey. We're gonna have to go again. Just bump it. Wait for me. You bump it once, okay, then stop. Okay? And then I'll tell you bump, bump, bump. Got it? Right on. Okay. Go ahead, bump it. A little bit quicker than that. Bump it. Nice and easy. Bump it. There you go. Perfect. Go ahead and just turn it back here real quick. You're good. Go ahead. Okay. Let's see here. Good job, buddy. All right, so our engine is, if you guys can see down there, hopefully it'll focus. There you go, the line. Engine is at top dead center. Little Kyle there turned it over for me until it blew my finger out of the spark plug hole. And you can see here our rotor is facing at number, well, it's at number 3, which is back here, which means the distributor's been taken out before, placed wherever they needed it to be. And that may or may not be a reason why this thing was sitting or they couldn't get it running, because that is a possible, that's a possible scenario. But we got that guy, it's facing over here. So now we need to remember that. You can always pull that distributor and rotate the rotor to have it placed back at number 1. Or you can leave it there. Just remember where, just figure out where on the cap that rotor is now facing, where your new number 1 is. So let's go ahead and grab this cap. Where, bud? Got it in there? Okay. So you see the distributor back there? You see what we're playing with? There you go. Right there. Keep your eye on this guy right here. So here is our rotor facing, well, facing right here. So 1, 3, in between 3 and 5. So grab our cap, find out where that guy sits on the distributor. So that's where it locks down. And it looks like our rotor is going to be right here, right in between these 2 posts. Now, if you need to figure out which way the rotor spins, on these older distributors here, you see this little vacuum booster right here. This is our vacuum advance canister, our little vacuum advance. Take that, follow it in, and you go this direction. So if it's on this side here, you just go in, boom. So now this is going to tell us that our rotor is now turns in a clockwise rotation, which now when we put this guy in, and based on where our timing mark is at, it's going to make this guy right here our new number 1. And our firing order is going to be 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. So we'll get this guy bolted down. Get our spark plugs put back in the hole. Get everything tightened up. Get our plug wires installed as well. And see if we can't hear this thing fire up. Spark plugs are in, plug wires are on. I've got a little bit of 2-stroke. Woohoo! Almost lost it, almost didn't have it, but got a little bit of gas here. It's got some 2-stroke oil in it to kind of help lubricate everything. Maybe the needle, the seat, floats, valves, everything. Rings, right? Now, we're going to go ahead. Kyle's going to be the one that turns the key for me. Right, this guy's learning how to bump an engine over for me. He's going to learn how to start it. And when it starts, you let go of the key, right? I did manage to get the linkage freed up on our carburetor. The accelerator pump does feel a little sticky, so most likely we're going to end up taking it off. But we are losing light. It's starting to get dark out here. So before I quit tonight, I want to see if we can hear this thing. Let's get it to run for a few seconds. So I am going to fill up this little hose right here. Chances are my needle and seat don't work, but let's fill this guy up. Oh, we got a hole in the hose. Okay, so we won't do that. See, I put a little bit down our vent here. Oh, that's taking it. A little bit down there. Okay. Get in there, turn the key, kid. Go ahead. Keep going. All right, let up. Ooh, it's trying. Let's see, let's put a little bit more down here. I'm not quite sure where the timing's at. I might have to loosen this jibber. Go ahead, crank her over. All right, let up. Gotta let that starter kind of cool down every so often. Don't want to burn up our... All right. Let me see here. Wonder... All right, go ahead, crank her over. Trying. All right, let her calm down. I hear it. Let me see. It's got a lot of oil in there too, so it might need a little more power. Let's grab our jumper box, hook that up, make sure that that's all right. Put this guy right here. Okay, jumper box is on, turned on. Go ahead, crank her over. All right, hold on. Let's see, maybe a little more fuel. Oh yeah, way too much fuel. Crank her over, bud. Oh, she's trying. She's starting to pop now. She's trying. Building up oil in those lifters. All right, let up. Let her cool down for a second. Let's see here. Where's my... I can't tell. Oh, I'm going to have to probably... Oh, yeah. Grab a wrench here real quick. 9/16 maybe. See if we can loosen this guy up a little bit. All right. Okay. Oh, she's got a few little here. Let's put this on that guy there. See if we can't plug that up. Okay. Do we have any other? Oh, no vacuum advance. Good. Let's see here. Oh, distributor seems a little tight. All right, crank her over. Starting to pop. Keep going. All right, let up. Come here, bud. Hold this for me. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can't turn that distributor a little bit. Yeah, watch your fingers. Okay. Just need to loosen this guy. It's hard to do with one hand. Okay. There we go. That's about all the advance I got out of that thing. So now what we're going to do is put this guy, take my wrench off there. So if I remember, we got one. Double check which one my one is because it's now different. So one is this guy right here. So here's number one. All right. We're doing it this way. So let's turn everything. What I'm going to do is take this guy off, okay? Because this is number one, and we're gonna move all of our wires in one spot to give me more room for number one.
Nice.
So, because I think I've run out of distributor. Now, someone has had this distributor out, could be a little bit off, and I don't have enough timing in it. So, pull that guy out. Take our cap and advance everything, which is going to be one more here. So if I take this guy, yeah, got this problem here with this wire. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so take that guy. We're gonna move him back this way, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna move everybody up one. So if I was here and I needed to advance something right here, take this guy off, okay, and move him this way. So, boom. And now take everything, all these guys. Okay. Okay, so now I should have yep. I should have a lot more adjustability now. So get in there and turn the key for me.
Okay.
Oh, let's try it now. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Hold on. She's turning over really, really slow. All right, got the battery charger up, and we have it on 200 amp kickstart. Got everything. Car's been sitting for about 2 or 3 minutes. Go ahead and throw some more fuel down it. Get some more fuel in here. Yep, she seems full. All right, big guy, crank her over. There you go, let up. Yeah. There is no lifter tick, which is good. Probably has plenty of oil pressure since we've been sitting here cranking on it for about 20 minutes. I'm losing all my tools. Let's see here. Seems nice and quiet. Accelerator pump is not working. Let's get a little bit more fuel in the bowl here. Oh yeah, she seems full. Got a little bit more timing in it. All right, buddy, crank it over. It's idling. Do me a favor, shut it off. Keys off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I seen what my problem was. Because I left the distributor loose. I've got variable timing. So I'll put that guy back. Snug this guy up. Keep that distributor from moving around on us. All right, seems snug enough. Put that guy right there. So you see how moving it one plug, one more wire over slot gave us enough room to adjust our timing, which still has to be adjusted, but we are good enough to get this thing to run. Go ahead, fire back up. See if it'll idle. There we go. Yeah. Let's do it again. One more time. Can't let it run. Hold on. Let me fill this thing up. Oh yeah, that bowl is empty. Oh yep, took it. All right, buddy. Crank her over. Right on. But that's good. Key off?
Yep.
Thank you. Definitely gonna have to pull the carburetor apart. Our accelerator pump's not working, and I think it's barely idling, but definitely needs to be gone through and cleaned out. Especially if the insides look anything like the lines we pulled off of our fuel pump. So go ahead, get ourselves cleaned up. It is getting dark. I think I got enough time to pull this carburetor off. And yeah, so I'll be back with you guys in the morning. We'll pull that thing apart and see if we can get it cleaned out good enough to let this thing idle on its own. Morning.
Morning.
All right, last night we managed to get the carburetor yanked off of the old Crew Cab 57. Got it sat over here on my super duper workbench. You guys saw there on the time-lapse video, I managed to get our primary bolt, primary metering block off, as well as our crossover tube. Got that guy out. Got our accelerator pump, spring, and the hardware. Now, this guy is definitely, it was hard, very, very hard. You can see, and it's also full of a bunch of sediment and rust and varnish that is probably clogged up this guy right here, because that's where our fuel will shoot through. So if that's clogged up, that is not going to work. And the way all that works as well, here's our jets. See, those are clogged up with a bunch of sediment and rust, varnish as well. Here's our little port for our accelerator pump. Shoots fuel all the way up through that guy, out this little hole here, into that hole here, out the top of that guy, which you see we have pulled the squirter off, because a lot of times this little guy, it's kind of like a check bar, will get stuck. Varnish will hold it in place, not allowing fuel to go through. So all those passages had to be cleaned in order to make sure fuel got through. Here's the spring for our accelerator pump. Still got a little bit of spring left in it, but definitely can be cleaned off. Get in here to this guy, you can see our float was stuck to the bottom there. You can see where it had been sitting for a really long time. Definitely got to clean all that out. Clean out our needle and seat. See if I can't find another set of O-rings to help seal that off, because this will act like a stuck needle if that O-ring does not seal. If you can hear it, our needle is working. And power valve seems to be free. I don't know if it works or not, but I'm going to leave that in there. I don't have another one. Matter of fact, these are all just spare parts I had in a little cabinet. So I'm going to be careful, kind of take my time with it. I got plenty of brake clean out here to help clean this carburetor off. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't pull our secondary bowl off as well, because it looks like I might have... Oh, we'll see. We'll get in there and we'll see if I can clean up. I'll take my time with it. Now, what you really want to do is make sure our needles are all cleaned up. Get all the old gasket off and just kind of blow brake cleaner or carb cleaner through all these little passages, making sure you get as much of the gunk out as possible. That'll help ensure this thing will idle when I go to put this carburetor back on. Now, I'm only going to pull the float bows off, clean the jets out. I'm not going to get too far into it, because like I said, I don't have a kit. This is just what I had, so fingers crossed that it works. Put you guys back up in the stand here, do a quick time lapse. We'll get everything hosed off, cleaned up, put back together, and get it back on the car. All right, carburetor has been pieced back together with what I had. Gone ahead and reinstalled it back on the vehicle. I've also gone ahead and we've got a fuel line coming. Our fuel pump is disconnected from the factory fuel tank. I actually have it running into this jug. And then I've got this fuel filter in line here, but to make sure that our pump's working and clean it out, I've got it going into this jug here. It's a little gummy inside the fuel pump when I pulled that hose off, so I just stuck a little rod up in there, a little needle, cleaned as much of it out, put the hose up, dumped a bunch of gasoline in the hose, been letting it sit since yesterday actually, so hopefully that gets cleaned out. I've got our little bottle right here so we can bottle feed the carburetor and to see if it runs, or at least until we can see whether or not our fuel pump is pumping. We'll get Kyle back up on the key. And we're going to have Seth as our cameraman. Got both of them hanging out now. So I'm going to hand you off to Seth here. All right, bud. Battery's hooked back up. Carburetor is on. Go ahead and just put a little bit of fuel down each one of the bowls. Hopefully that works. Okay, that's full. Actually, it's taking a lot better than it did yesterday. Let's see if our little accelerator pump works. Get in here. Let's see here. Oh, yep. Accelerator pump is pumping. All right, big guy. Go ahead and turn her over. Let's see if we can get her to idle for a little bit. Okay. Fired right up though, that's cool.
Loud too.
All right, go ahead. Crank her over. Keep going. Right up. Well. Let's see. Okay. Crank her over. Nice. Timing might be a little off. What? Do we have any fuel coming in there yet?
No.
Nope. Doesn't look like it. Fill our bowl back up. All right, big guy. Okay, hold on. So I still don't got fuel yet. Go ahead and turn that guy up. Let's see here. Maybe. Oh, it's got pressure.
Bunch of that in there.
Ooh, going down my arm. All right, crank her over.
Okay.
All right, let up. Yep. I don't think our fuel pump's working like it should. Oh, you know what else I need to do? Nope. Hold on.
Just come over here
Okay.
so I don't have to run over here.
Put that back in there. Might have to come up with something different. That's all right.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Got a couple of vacuum leaks I should have taken care of. There's that one. Fix that guy there. Another one on right here. Looks like I'm gonna need a smaller. Might need something a little bit smaller. I should have some actually. Did you shut the key off?
Yeah.
Ah, boy. Recording?
No.
You sure? Oh, you better be. This kid had me talking for 10 minutes yesterday without it recording. Anyways, okay, get in here. So we got vacuum lines hooked up. Got all our little vacuum leaks should be taken care of. I pulled our line out of our fuel tank there and just forced this down it as little Kyle was cranking it over. You can see all the gunk that's in that pump, but it was trying to pump. So we'll go ahead and put some fresh fuel in the bowl here. All right, buddy, crank her over. Maybe I just gotta keep feeding it.
Bottle feeder?
Crank it over.
Okay.
pretty. Let's put some more fuel in the carburetor. All right, go ahead. Crank her over. I feel it pulsing, but it's not really pumping. So. Okay, so mechanical pump isn't working. Diaphragm might be bad, which is probably the case. Could still be plugged with a bunch of stuff like here. You can see here's the filter. So it was trying to clean a bunch of stuff out. It was pumping air, but it could be plugged on both ends. One other way to know is take it out. This line might be plugged up as well, but I figured we'll just bypass the mechanical pump right now. Went and grabbed one of these inline pumps. Now normally these like to be backed by the tank and push the fuel forward. They don't really like to siphon fuel, but being this close to our fuel, our new temporary fuel tank should probably do just fine. All I'm going to do is pull fuel out of that, pump it into that jug until I get clear fuel out of this guy. So I'll step on over here and watch that. Right? Yep. So come on over here to this tank. Should be getting a pretty good flow. Oh yeah, nice, good flow. Go ahead and undo that guy. Put this end on our carburetor. I'm just going to leave the hose long for right now. Kind of give me a little bit of a service loop for right now till I figure out what it is I'll be doing. Almost put it on without a hose clamp. Bud. Hose, yeah. There. See if our needle and seat will hold on this carburetor. Because I don't know. It's this way now we can get fuel to the carb, see if we can get our carburetor to work for a little while. Put a little bit of heat in the motor. Can't run it too long because well, we don't have any coolant in it, but we can run it for a minute. Help that little motor warm up a little bit. Actually, you know what? Let me get some water. We'll be right back. Oh, the way it's taking it, pretty sure, completely empty. Maybe somebody winterized it. That's what I'm going to go for. All right, now let me turn our pump on real quick. Fill up the bowls of our carburetor. Now normally these put out a little bit more than those needles and seats can handle. Maybe especially old needle and seats. So okay, our back bowl looks to be leaking. I think it might have something to do with the needle. But our front looked to be holding. There it goes. It's holding now. Oh, but our needle is a bit high. One major tale of that is this venturi is dripping. Even though it's not coming out of the vent, the fuel is just high enough to where it wants to drip out of our vent. But maybe if it runs, it won't be, it'll help relieve some of the pressure. But watch yourself, buddy. Go ahead, Kyle. Crank her over.
Okay.
Where's my screwdriver? Fuel pump, our pump wants to start working now. See that? Yeah. Good thing I disconnected got a coolant leak. Yep. Lower hose just blew. That's all right. We'll let her cool down now. Go ahead and get the front end jacked up and get a drain pan underneath it. We'll get the oil drained. Get some fresh oil in it. And that's it. And I'll dig around in my lot. See if I got something I can use to make a lower radiator hose. So, like I said, we'll get this thing up. Let's change the oil. Oil has been changed. Lower radiator hose has been band-aided back together. So we did put a couple more gallons of water in it and a half a gallon of coolant because that's what I had left here. And check this out. This oil filter here, we got Champ pH 29. That's cool. The oil wasn't bad. It's not milky or anything like that. It is a little dark once it was flowing out of the pan, but otherwise there was no real big chunks in it. Still felt like it had plenty of viscosity left, so, which is really good. We were able to use that, kind of get the engine to warm up just a little bit. Helps wash all that crud and everything down into the pan, drain it out, put fresh oil in it. So we got the oil in there, got our fuel system hooked up, got our water hooked back up. I'm just going to go ahead and hand you off to little Kyle here. It's got no brakes. I know that for sure. And it was actually a really big pain. As you can see, it's a lot darker than it was when you saw me last in the video because I couldn't get underneath the car. And I was going to wait to do this, but I've kind of run out of time. So I did this really fast so I can get a floor jack underneath the frame to get the car up on ramps. And well, check this out. So here is our wheels I decided to go with on this car. And they're supposed to be for a C8 Corvette. Now, they are not a direct bolt-on, of course, not, because the back spacing is wrong. And these are 17-inch rims. I believe they're like 8.5 wide. So, they are requiring a 2-inch back spacer, which is fine. I don't mind that at all. Plus, it helps get the wheel closer to the edge of our quarter panel and our fender. I really like that look with these older cars, especially the Snowflakes. I really dig it. I really think it's going to look really good once I do a disc brake conversion on the front of this. You get the disc in there, you get the caliper, get our back drums all painted, but that's going to be in another vehicle. But like I said, we're going to go ahead and get this thing fired up and see if we have any gears. That's all I want to do now. Will this thing have gears? We've got it running, so we got our ignition system fixed. We were able to go through that old carburetor. Got our oil changed, so, which is a real big accomplishment. I'm hoping that the only problem we have with the cooling system was blowing a hole in the lower radiator hose, which I should have changed it. I felt it at the beginning, and I knew it was kind of crunchy, but I held on for hope. Came back to bite me, but but we got it running. That's a good thing. That is a big accomplishment. Now, all I want to see now is let's see if this thing has the gears and will it move for the first time in quite possibly over 30 years. So, hand you off to our little buddy here, Kyle. Drive. All right, that is a win. Okay, we have taken a car that has quite possibly not ran or moved under its own power in quite possibly 35 years. We have made it run decent. Carburetor still needs some work. I'm going to pick up a kit, go through it, replace the power valve, make sure I got all the other idle circuits and everything clean. This was just kind of a quick tear it apart, clean it up, throw it together, put it on. Didn't have any parts. So So we made work what we had, but we did get it running. We know we need a mechanical fuel pump. Maybe I'm going to try that one again because during running, it decided to start spitting fuel out of it. So it is possible it works, but we'll pick up one just in case. Get rid of this electronical one that likes to overpower our needle and seats, especially our extremely old needle and seats. But we've got some wiring over there on the pilot side to fix because this thing is not charging. It's got no lights. They're Bluetooth from the firewall to the radiator support, which reminds me we need a radiator. We need brakes. We ain't got none of those, although all the wheels when we loaded and unloaded it from the trailer were not froze up, so that's a win. Need to get some hoses because the pilot side is Bluetooth, but rubber hoses, if they sit for extremely long periods of time, they will constrict. They'll let fluid in but not back, holding pressure on your wheel cylinders, keeping your brakes locked up. So just to be on the safe side, we're going to get new rubber lines as well, new wheel cylinders, because chances are it looks like they're bad. We're just going to go with they're bad for sitting that long. Needs a radiator. This one's got a hole in it, but I think I got a couple sitting on the shelf back there that I can go through and possibly make work. Now I'm under the impression 67 Mustangs radiator fit in these cars extremely well, so luckily I have one. What else? Master cylinder. Yes, I hit the pedal off camera and rock solid. I mean, that thing it's not going anywhere. She's stuck. So needs a master, and truthfully, for safety reasons for me and whoever I might have with me, we're gonna upgrade that thing because the one that's on it is a single pod, one line going to all 4 brakes. We're gonna go ahead and upgrade that to a dual pod, dual piston master cylinder that controls. It'll still be drum, but it'll have a line going to the rear brakes and a line going to the front. So for any reason whatsoever a line pops, we've got at least 2 of the 4 brakes. We still got a little bit of stopping power. Also going to put a brake booster on it, right? Why not give it power brakes, right? Let's upgrade it. Got to get the dust buster out. Seats are dirty. Maybe a shop vac as well. We'll get the floors vacuumed up as well. Get the interior of this thing cleaned up. Evict anything that may be living in the headliner because we got to get that out. But that is all on a future video. Like I said, yes, we didn't drive 300 miles. We didn't drive 500 miles, 1,000 miles, 1,500, but this thing did move. Granted, it was 6 inches in both directions, but it still ran and it still moved under its own power, and that is a win for me, and I did it in a weekend. So that is a huge win, and I hope this motivates you to get out there, get on Marketplace, find one of these things, spend a little bit of time with it, have some fun, learn, right? Get your kids involved. So, but I am going to end this one right here, you guys. I got to get cleaned up. I got to get myself ready. It's time for me to go. So thank you guys again for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all support. Please leave a comment down below, right? So let me know what you think. Especially let me know what you think of these wheels. But thank you guys again for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you on the next one.